Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Caitlin. We're going to make tacos for dinner tonight. So I'm just getting 3.5 pounds of meat in the pan. It'll probably cook down to about 3. So we are going to triple the taco seasoning recipe from McCormick's.com. And then we're going to make homemade guacamole from All Recipes. And we'll do onions and cilantro on the side, and it's going to be amazing. Okay, and then we're just going to let that sit and cook and brown. While the meat's cooking, we need to prepare the taco seasoning. So let me pull up the recipe real quick. Okay, 5 teaspoons of paprika. We're tripling the recipe, so that's 15. Good thing I have extra. Since we got a little bit more than 3 pounds, I let some of those be heaping instead of level. So since we're cooking 3.5 pounds instead of 3, that'll help a little bit. Okay, paprika, garlic powder, 1 1/4. And 1/4. Cumin is 1 1/4. Oh, I'm tripling. I gotta triple all of them. All right, let's do 2 1/4, 3 1/4, and then 1/2 will be our triple. Okay, cumin will be 3 3/4. Onion powder. Okay, we've got the onion powder. Now the chili powder is 1 teaspoon, so that will actually be 3. 1, 2, 3. This recipe is from McCormick's. It's McCormick's.com. It is so good. It's better than a lot of the other ones I've tried. Just so good. So next is oregano. We're going to need 3 and 1 1/2 of sea salt. So that will be 4 1/2 of sea salt. Oh, 1. That was way full. 2. 3, 4. Okay, that's probably the other half was those 2 heaping ones. Okay, and then 1 1/2 of cornstarch, so that's going to be 3, 4, 4 1/2. 1, 2, 3. I think I like a little less cornstarch than what the recipe calls for. So we're going to go with the 3 there. And that's it. So we just got to mix this up. This looks like a ton of seasoning, which I thought it was a ton when I made this recipe the first time. But I followed the recipe for 1 pound of meat, and it was perfect. So even though we have all this, we are literally going to put all of this with that meat. And it's not too much at all. Okay, so we got our seasoning done. We don't add the seasoning until the meat is done. So let's check on the meat. Oh, nope, that's not browned. I'm going to turn the heat up on that. And while we wait on the meat to brown, we're going to start on the guacamole. So let me pull up that recipe. jump to the recipe and get started. So mash the avocado and the lime juice and the salt in a bowl. Mix in the tomatoes, onion, cilantro, and garlic. Stir in cayenne pepper. Serve immediately or cover and refrigerate for 1 hour to improve flavor. Well, good. We'll get this done, and then we'll let it sit in the refrigerator, and all the flavors will marry together, and the flavor will be top-notch, I hope. Ripe avocados. One avocado. This is going to make a lot. I don't have any chips to go with the leftovers. Although I am making a lot of meat because I want taco leftovers for the next few days because I love tacos so much. All right, the juice of a lime. This lime is old, seen better days, but it's still good. It still smells fine. So let's juice it. So to get all the juice out, I fold it in half, and now I'm going to fold it in quarter, squeeze, and there we go. Let's do the other half of the lime. The lime juice gives it a little bit of tang in the flavor, but lemon and lime juice also help keep the guacamole from, or the avocados, from turning brown as quickly. Flavor-wise, I think I'd probably prefer as little lime as possible, personally, but I know the lime is necessary to keep this lasting. Let me get a fork. All right, and also said to add the salt in at this point. So 1 teaspoon of salt. Actually, I think I'm going to add the cayenne pepper in now. I don't know why it says add it in last. That'll make sense to me. I like it spicy, so hopefully that's enough. Okay. So the texture is pretty well mashed, a little bit of chunks in there. Got the cayenne and the lime and the salt mixed in. Let's get the onions and tomatoes ready. Well, let's check the meat first, see if it's browned. Some pieces are starting to brown. Let's start breaking it up. All right, now we're going to let it sit just like that until the bottom is browned. Not just cooked till it's a light brown, but actually browned, like not burnt, but it has brown marks like you get on the grill, I guess would be a comparison. I don't know. It really brings out the flavor, and it tastes much better when you have it browned. All right, back to the guacamole. Onion and tomato, that's what we need to worry about next. This is the last of my onions that I grew last year. This one of the biggest ones, and it's not even that big. You can compare it to my hand there. And then I got a bunch of these little ones. So I started these from seed, and they just did not get that big. We need half a cup for the guacamole. This will probably be about the size of a half a cup when I chop it up, so we'll use the big one. And then we need to chop up a few more to go on the side to add to the tacos whenever we're putting the taco together. So let me get out some of my bigger ones. And we'll just get to chopping. I'm crying. The onions hurt my feelings. I'm going to step away for a few. Whew. Okay, I've recovered from the onions. Checking the meat. They still haven't browned yet. Surprised, I thought it would be browned by now. Well, we're going to turn the temperature up a little bit more then. Right now we got it on, medium high. Okay, let's get half a cup of onion inside this guacamole. Surprised that's all it calls for. I guess I didn't need to chop that much onion. Well, if I feel like it, I'll add more. Tater, what's wrong? Okay. And garlic, 1 teaspoon. I love garlic, so I'm going to use a heaping one of these. 3 tablespoons of cilantro, that's it? Okay. Okay. Oh, darn. I have to add those tomatoes. This bowl's not big enough. All right, let me size up the bowl real quick. Yep, I did not realize that this was going to make so much. Okay. I'm adding a bit more cilantro. Let's come over to this meat so I can show you that the meat is done. Do you see the brown stuck to the pan? I don't know if you can see that well. But that's extra flavor. That's good stuff. We want, when you cook your meat for so long that the meat's browned like this, see all those really dark pieces in there, and it sticks to the bottom, that's when you know you're done. Can you see that? Let me bring the whole thing to you. See all those brown bits in there? That's flavor. That is good stuff. Okay, so I gotta strain the grease out of this. It is not low-fat ground beef. All right, the beef is draining, and we added water into the pan, and it's heating up. We're gonna go ahead and put the spices in. And it's going to thicken up a lot because of the cornstarch. Let's put the meat back in. I didn't measure the water either time, so I don't know how much I put in. The recipe did say 3/4 cup for each pound. We're just going to let this simmer now while we stir up our guacamole. So while the meat simmers on medium heat, let's get this guacamole mixed up. I'm going to give that a taste test. See, we've got tomato, onion, and cilantro all in one bite. That is so good. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to go to the store and buy chips and make this every week. Oh my goodness. That didn't even get a chance to sit for an hour like it said it would improve in flavor if it sat for an hour in the fridge. Okay. In the fridge. Okay, now it's just a matter of getting the kitchen put back together and cleaned up. So I'm going to organize or tidy this up and put everything back while that meat finishes. Let me give it a stir and make sure it's doing okay. Okay, let's taste test the meat. I'm going to get a spoon. That is good. That's really good. It does not need any salt. No seasoned salt or anything. Yeah, that's really good. I'll turn the heat off. At the very end, I like to add a whole bunch of garlic to my taco meat. Actually, we're just going to finish this off. Okay, let's deal with this cilantro, and then dinner will be just about ready. We'll have to get the tortillas and the cheese out. cheese, tortillas. Yeah, I think that's everything. I'm going to heat this up for a sec. All right, got the cheese melted. Put a whole bunch of guac on there. Yum. A little full, but that's okay. Okay, we're going to give it a taste test. The guacamole is amazing. That is so good. You guys got to try this. I've never made that guacamole before, and it's good. And the taco seasoning's good. Tacos are amazing. So it's just amazing. Thanks for watching. I'm going to eat my taco, and you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.